go. My name is Nightfox and this is IronCall. Just a quick showdown, guys. So the server has been live now for about 2 days. As I can quickly show you on the map, standing here, this is going to be the town square and everything will be centralized around the square. You can see this slightly yellow area. This is going to be the government buildings. Alright, so just to give you a quick run through that, this here is going to be the town hall where our magistrate or our baron will live. This one right here is going to be the library. The bank will be on this large plot here, and then my government workshop will be this one here. Everything else that's within the town is going to be part of the community, and everybody gets a plot 2 by 2 plot claims in size. As you can see, there's some of them already starting to fill in. You got 2 here, you got 2 more here, and you get the idea. There's plenty of room for expansion. The main reason we're doing this is we want the main economic drive to be centralized around this part of the map, of the server. Alright? That doesn't mean that you are not allowed to go out and to build your mine or your farm on other parts of the map. This is all down to how you want to do it. But all of the economy is going to be centralized around one part. Alright? That's quite a big one. So when you spawn in, you'll spawn right into the middle of this square, and as you can see at the moment, it's just a green field. That will be changing very soon. Like many of the other projects we've planned, it is only planned, it hasn't happened yet, but we will get around to it. One thing that has come up, though we finally finalized it today, is this right here. This is our library. When people finish their research, they'll give us the book, and for a nominal fee, we will buy the book off them, and then we will print out the scrolls. So, give you a quick look into that. You can see that the scrolls are already in a stockpile, printed out, just in bulk, and then they are resold to people. But we're not charging them to people. People can take them for free. So everybody has an equal opportunity to gain as many of the different research trees as they want. Now, you might never want to do basic engineering, for example. However, as we all know by now, when you right click on this, it will give you 5 property claim flags. So everybody has the same opportunity to own the same amount of property. This is only a temporary building. We're hoping to build a slightly more grand building as this progresses. But before any of that gets done, I need to build my workshop. And when I say my workshop, it's going to be the server workshop, the government workshop. And this is the plot right here. It's quite a large area. It's 2 by 4. This is going to be used for the main works that we do in regards to any of the government contracts that we set up, anything that we are buying or selling for the government, for the economy. There will be a shop set up on site here, as well as stockpiles, and hopefully we can make quite an attractive building here today. But before we get started, and this is still a greenfield site, we have to keep things in mind, like the stockpiles. Sure, we have the option of going along and doing what this person here has done, which is put the stockpiles on a roof. Very, very sensible when you're starting out. Keep them up. It limits the amount of surface area you take up. But in my opinion, it's not very attractive. Sure, we all start off like this, and it's a very good way of starting off. But what I like to do when I'm progressing to the second stage, where you're building your slightly more attractive, slightly more well thought out building, I like to think not what the ground level up is like, but what the ground level down is like. So what I've been working on for a short while now is this here. And I know it can be quite daunting for some people to dig such a large hole, but the value of this hole is so worthwhile. I always dig down from what the defined floor level will be, which is right above our head there. I come 5 down, and then a further 1 down, so I can put in my own solid flooring. This gives you enough room to have your stockpiles underneath the ground. The benefits of it, if they're not openly apparent straight away, it means that I can build whatever building that I want, have it as aesthetically pleasing as I want, but still retain some of its functionality. On this side here, I can fit side by side 8 stockpiles underground, and that for me, that's key. That's what I just love that. If you're mining, obviously your shop will need to be somewhere accessible to everybody, like a road, but your mine usually goes down into the ground and goes down and down and down. And by using stockpiles like this, like I did on the last server, I would dig holes vertically like this, putting a stockpile every 5 or 6 blocks up, and it allowed me, when I was mining underneath, I could fill the stockpile, go over, right click the stockpile, and then just simply transfer from one to the other. So just grab and drop. And it's a very, very simple, quick method. Of course it does take a little bit of organization at the start, but the benefits are just, they allow you to really drive on. But enough about that. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to let you go for a minute. I'm going to go off and I'm going to finish digging out the rest of this, so we don't do that on camera. It's going to be quite a lot of digging, but it is going to be worthwhile. So, talk to you in a minute. Welcome back, guys. So I'm just after finishing the excavating underneath, and I just put it back really quickly to show you why it's after taking me so long. It was quite a large room. This is quite a large volume room. As you can see in the bottom corner, it's telling you the room volume is 850. It's a big space. So if you're doing something this scale, just be prepared that it's going to be a lot of digging. It's going to take a lot of time. But once this gets up and running, 8 stockpiles is a lot of stockpiles. So it's kind of, cost and effect. Is the juice worth the squeeze? And for me, this definitely is. I hope that I'm going to have a very, very busy production line where I'm at. I'll be buying and selling quite a lot of things, and hopefully I'll have quite a lot of things to stockpile here. And now that I have this done, I have the option. Of course, if I wanted to, I can dig down here, and because the catchment range, I believe, is 10 blocks radius away, if I have a shop up the top, I can go down here, I can dig another hole down, and I can go and do the very same volume room like this right underneath this room here. And all of those stockpiles, which will increase my stockpiles to 16, they will all be able to be linked to a shop or multiple shops up on the top floor up there, up at the ground level of what will be effectively my house. So I have a box here right now, and as you can see, my box, my stockpile that I currently have there. Very, very handy, very nice indeed. Quite like this. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put down the solid floor here. I'm actually going to change the wood here to mortar stone, and I'm going to put down all the stockpiles, transfer over all of my building materials, so I can go ahead and quickly get this building up today. So I'm going to let you go there, and I'll have you back in a few. Alright? Right, guys, welcome back. We are good to go. Alright, just to show you, I've moved everything over, so all the stockpiles are full to the neck. Yeah, it's quite a lot of stuff. Probably won't use it all today, but there are plenty of other buildings that need to get done. You can just see the volume room here, and get an idea of, well, the benefits to it straight off. It's one big flat area, and we're just going to block a house right down top of it. So, first things first. Just to clarify for you guys, the skills that I'm using today, I'm just going to be using vanilla stuff, so, well, tier 1 stuff I should say. So I've gone for stone construction, which gives us this right here, and that's all of the different tiers of mortared stone. And then if we go to mortaring as well, and I've unlocked all of these for it. The only other thing that we might be using is for the carpentry, and that would be wood construction. The same here, just to give us a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of variety. So this is something that it's going to be a kind of a tier 1 building pretty early on, and hopefully we can come up with something quite tasty. So let's get to it. So I always like to, before I even really get into it, I like to find out what the actual vertical plane might look like on the building. So to do that, I just need to quickly map out the outside. This little entrance here that I have going down, this is temporary. I would like to have this stairway in the building that goes down to the sublevel. And what I would also like to do, I have this idea in my head where, so this is 4 plot claims and 5 blocks per, which is 20. So I would like to connect, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that'll leave a gap in the middle. It's quite a nice sized gap in the middle. do have a purpose for that, and I may extend those 2 side buildings to 7 a side. Actually, I think I might just go ahead and do that straight away. Yes, it's going to be a lot of running over and back. That feels quite nice. So a cart can fit through an entrance of 2. And what I hope to do is this wall here, I'll grab some more and I'll just quickly show you the way it's going to be. Don't worry guys, I'm not going to go the whole way through the building of this. I'm going to get the groundwork laid out on it, show you the kind of the idea, bring you up to the first floor after a bit of a montage or something. We'll see how it goes. So my hope is to have the walls here. So it's almost like 2 separate buildings on either side. This is what I have in my mind. But then what I'd like to do is right here. Where is it? You see, just by holding my shift key, you can scroll through all of the different ones. This is the stone construction. And what I'd like to do is put pillars. So that leaves a nice gap. Quick way to get up. Let me see, so my maths would say that I want to go 5 pillars high, 3, 4, 5, and yeah, it might seem quite high, but again, everything has a purpose. And we'll just work it out as we go along. And of course that's wrong. I missed one. Yeah, so there's your grand entrance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly map out this part here, and we'll just do a bit of sped up footage because it's going to be a slow build, it's going to be a long build. If I was going to do a video of this entire build, it could take up to 2 hours, 3 hours, who knows, certainly to have the whole thing furnished. That's not the point of this today, it's just to show you, quick few ideas, maybe a couple of tips and tricks as to the way we're building. For example, we all know that struggle, sure that clips nicely, you get the corner wall, and then the next one, you sometimes if you just point right to the top, right there where my green cursor is, you can get the next one to lock down. But a lot of people struggle then if they're trying to get the top one here. Now you often get this green spot, but there's an easier way if that doesn't work for you, and that's to always try to build down. So if I was going to build a roof here, I would build a roof down onto it. Now once you get the first corner bit down, you can usually just come down here and look up. The selection range is 5, and then I think it's an extra one, so it's 6. So for example, if I'm here now and I want to build, I can build straight up there. I can do that, as you can see, I can build that there. The roof above me is 5 high. I can do that to 6 high. And after that I need to find new elevation. So what you want to do is you want to try to find ways of mapping your place out, making your home a home, and just raising it as one. Bring the unit up as one together. Now I'm going to go quickly and get this whole building laid out and try to get some of the outside walls up, bring it up to all about 5 high the whole way around. We can go along then and we can put the windows in, and I'm going to bring you guys back there, alright? So let's get some building done. Okay guys, and welcome back. Right, as you see, I've raised the building up and I think you can start to see what my plans are, what I'm thinking, what I'm looking at. So there's kind of a couple of reasons that I brought you back here. Simply, I have dropped the height of those pillars from 5 to 4, because then the ceiling will go on top of it, and then you'll have the rise from there on. And if I want, I can raise it up again, but there's a difference between it being, you know, something visual and something nice and something just for aesthetic purposes, and then something that's like, well, is that just too high? Now, I've put the stairs on the inside as well, both sides, so it's going to be completely symmetrical. You can see that I do have room if I want. I can put one more here, and you're up to the next level. So it's not really the stairs. Stairs are often the reason that you want to restrict your height, because you know you have to build your stairs and that. Obviously materials and that. The inner courtyard is coming along. This is where we'll have our contract boards and any carts that want to be stored or anything like that. You know, just give it a little bit more of a workshop feel where you're able to pull in here. We'll have a roof coming across on top of this, and then 2 risers going up. You know, I might actually go back and make it 5 high. We can check it. I might do this side here 5 and that side 4, and we'll compare. They look quite buttressy at the moment, and we want to do our best to avoid that. We're trying to get a bit of height here, but also remain quite modest. Now, just before we go away and we continue building, guys, I just want to show you this. As you can see, this is the road, and I've been a bold boy. I've dug a hole in the road. Now, I can't leave this here, so I need to patch it up. And a lot of people struggle when they're building with dirt how to do it, because you can see that I'll just drop this off here. Take out my shovel. A lot of people think that when you're digging with your shovel, the only way to get this here up on top, this section here, say to get the next part level, is by taking dirt and building from the bottom. So do you see the way it'll fall to the bottom? Then your next one up, just say we'll take that one there. And hey presto, we finally have it up to the level. Now there's obviously a much quicker way to do it, and I'm sure other people know how to do this, so we'll just be very quick going over it there. We'll just remove all of the excess wood. So now our old stairs is gone. Hey presto. And what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and we'll make the block work. And what you do is you put the block work one level below where you want to build it. So I'll go back up. Just drop off my wood, no need for that anymore. So you can see where the stairs comes out, it's quite nice. Now, you can see it makes this shape. This is something in the building terms you refer to as shuttering. So, we take back out our shovel. We can build that bank up later on again. Just for now, we're going to borrow a bit of it. I wish there was a way to scoop like 15 scoops at once. And there you go, it's filled in. Take back our road tool. Turn it back into road. And finished. But that's not all. You can then go back inside, go to where you put your shuttering up, and you can remove it, and your road will stay in place. So you don't waste materials, don't waste any inner space, and job done. So usually I like to do a double thickness stairs, but it probably would just take up too much space in this. We might try it out later, because this side here, this is just going to be our shop front. I'm also thinking about extending this one corner out, so it occupies this space, and that will give us a double window open for the shop. It's often quite nicer. Maybe a stall beside it or something. We'll work with that, we'll work with the aesthetics. But right now we just need to kind of keep going. So guys, I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to continue on with my building, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Here we go, ground level is complete. Obviously without the decoration of windows, slots, different things. I have been trying out the shop front, which you can see here. We'll see how it goes, but once the shop goes in, hopefully these steps will look like book stands or something. Probably not, like it's not really taking. You can see the way the wall isn't meshing, and one just looks a bit silly, so we might just leave it with just a window there. That could be quite nice in itself. But yeah, all in all, we're just gonna what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna cut, speed it up. You get the idea. You see how I'm building it. The stairs are now built to that level, and I'm gonna bring it back when the entire outer shell is done. We'll do a quick run through of how we plan on doing the decoration and that, and we'll just wrap it up then. Okay guys, don't want the video being too long today. Alright, catch you in a bit. Here is the finished product. As you saw on the promo part of it and the screenshots, so you all kind of knew what to expect. Give you a quick run through. Yeah, once I get the framework up, I've very quickly gone back. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I left the rock out here for us to use. There we go. Alright, so when you can see on the corners, that there is not foundation, because sometimes if you use foundation blocks beside walls, they don't snap together properly. However, if you scroll down to the third one down, you get this block, and that block works really well to give this kind of angle definition. So I've used it to create this quite angular shape, which really works well with a symmetrical build. And then the large open windows, the new standing stone signs. I have to say, I do love these. They look great, very simple, very clean, but you know, the variety of them, the lovely dynamic that's been given there. Some pots are after getting down. So this is the shop that we've been talking about. I might make some modifications to it later on, but this is just a simple shop right now with the sign up, and this is my personal workshop. A couple of contract boards. This is where the government contract boards will go up. So for anything that we may do, anything to stimulate the economy, it'll be put up here, and people can come along and take 1 or take 10, whatever they want. But we do hope to put these to big use. And then, as we've seen before, down into the basement, all of the stockpiles, all kept out of sight, which allows us to build this building that we have on top. We have symmetrical stairs, one on either side of the building, which bring us both to the same floor. Now, it isn't the most conventional use of space, because I've made this large area in the middle, which I believe architecturally it gives a beautiful aesthetic to it. Yeah, sure, if you want the floor space, don't do this, because you've already claimed the area, you've already come up the height. It doesn't cost much more materials to claim that. But if you're wanting to build a beautiful building, don't be afraid to sacrifice a little bit of that volume for simple things. For example, like this balcony here, which when that square gets finished, the government buildings are up, the library, the bank, they're all finished. This is going to be a beautiful view out onto the square, all from the comfort of our workshop as we struggle and toil throughout the day. Some creature comforts have been put here just to give a comfortable feeling to the place. And then we're down into the workshop. So the workshop itself, it doesn't have anything in it yet, but you can see there's quite a large volume of space here for anything that I may want to do. For example, masonry tables. If I want to put kilns in here, do you know what? I actually can do that. If I want to put a blast furnace in here, that can go in the ground instead of one of the stockpiles, and pipe it up, and all of it can be sourced from right here. Any sort of engineering tables or anything, there's plenty of room here. And because the building is now 5 high, this volume here, ignore the room volume in the bottom corner. It reads 1344. And the reason that's so high is I could have sealed off the stairs. There are ways of, say, you come up here, I could have had a doorway here, which would have segregated the top building from this level here. And equally, the volume that I have over in the underground, I could have sealed that off as well, which would give me to find 3 different rooms. However, at the moment, as you can see, the blue bar here reads 11.5. There's very little gone in here, and this blue bar represents, yes, the general rooms. Of course, there's 2 of them that are coming up here. That's because one of them is actually the library, and there's nothing that defines as a library, so it's a secondary general room. That's under my control as well. But all of this entire building counts as one room, because of the open plan nature of it. But there are ways of fixing that, and I can show you that in later videos. I do have one build planned for the library where we can do simple things like that. But all in all, I'm quite happy with the results. Simple things like how the roofing is done. I'm just going to go into fly mode here. We go up and take a look at the roof. Sometimes the roof can be very, very tricky. People can struggle with the roof, and I can show you how we're going to do that as well later on. Today I thought the video was long enough going into detail with different things, but there are ways of very, very quickly mapping it out and getting these separate angles coming into each other with the way all of these mesh and gel. The game is set up in a way that allows you to take advantage of these mechanics if you know how to. And then you've got the open courtyard. Unfortunately, we can't plant a tree in here because underneath here is the stockpile, and you need more than one soil area for trees to grow. I could try growing in pots. They may succeed, they may not. But just for now, just to add a little bit of greenery, I've put in huckleberry seeds in all of the pots the whole way around. But yeah, that's basically the build here today, guys. We are ready to go on using this building to go on and finish off what we've started with IronCall. Tomorrow we may start on the square, and then the next few days then we're going to try and make some groundwork on the likes of the library and the likes of the bank and that, and really get this square kick-started and help the town to start expanding. And then hopefully anybody who's looking for any help with any buildings at all, they can just shoot me a message and we can work it from there. Alright, until later, guys. You all take care of yourself, alright? My name has been Night Fox. This is IronCall.